In this video, I'm going to build a small playable game in about 30 minutes using Orbem Studio. No code, no custom scripts, just the systems the engine provides. This isn't a game engine in the traditional sense, where you're programming mechanics from scratch. You design gameplay by configuring systems, things like areas, interactions, triggers, missions, and progression. Everything I'm about to use is part of the free version of Orbem Studio. I'm not skipping any setup steps, and I'm not using any pre-built demo content. By the end of this, you'll see how I built this simple pixel-style game you just saw being played, with objectives, interactions, and basic progression. Now let's start from a blank project and see how far we get. We'll start in the game wizard. Create our first area. We'll add our map image. And I'm going to upload all the assets at once. That way I don't have to upload them one by one. Add the starting position for the main character. Now we'll move on to the main character. Select the area we created. And define a height and width. Let's add his default image. And now let's add all the character sprite images. And now the walking sprites. And I'll use the static images for the interaction sprite images. Let's pick a random voice for him. And he's done. Now I created a page called Trek, so that's going to be the page I put the game on. Select the area and the main character, and we're good to go. Let's see what it looks like. And that's the beginning of our game. Just checking that all the images are placed in the right spot and working. And scaling looks good. Now I want him to start in this position, so I'm going to check his current top and left, and then I'm going to define it in the forest start and left position. And let's refresh, start a new game and see if he is in the right position now. There we go. All right, next up, we're going to build some walls. I got to define all the collision points so he can't go into trees or past any zones that I don't want him to go. Using the wall builder tool, I'll just drag and create collision points. That stops him. Depending on your map, this can be harder or easier. Obviously this map has a lot of curves, so creating curves with boxes can be a little tedious, but definitely helps with immersion. And this can basically be the most time-consuming part of the game build. Especially if you have a lot of items built into your map, like tables or chairs or anything that you have to make solid. But you can move kind of fast, because after the fact, if you want, you can always drag and move these boxes around the map in case you need to adjust them. And over time, wall building can go a lot quicker once you get used to it. You start to learn how to make things look natural and give the illusion of solid objects. All right, we'll finish off this one part. And I think we have the perimeter of the map finished. Great. Turn the wall builder off. And we'll make sure all the walls stayed. Looks like we're being blocked in the right spots. And Trek is stuck in the map now. All right, now let's create the other NPC in the map. It's going in the roving on our forest. This is the old miner. And we'll define the height and width. And I'm going to use the pinpoint tool here to find the coordinates where I want to put the miner. So I'll copy the top one, put it there. I'll copy the left and fill that in. Now we'll add his name. This is what's going to show up in the cutscenes. And then I'm going to fill in all these required image fields. Now, NPCs usually walk around the map, so all of these tend to be used. But if it's a static NPC, you can just use the same image for all of them. And that's it. Let's also give him a random voice. And let's see him show up. There we go. Now I'm gonna move him real quick. Something that I can do as an admin. I can drag items, characters around the game. And now let's add some items. Now the first item we're gonna add is gonna be the mine gate. This is what we're gonna use to block the entrance to the mine. And I'm gonna use the pinpoint tool again to get a general coordinate where I want the item. And let's add this. There's the image. And the general dimensions. Now these dimensions are probably too big, but just a starting aspect so I can fit it on the front end. And this is going to be a door that I open, so breakable. So you have to interact with it to get rid of it. And we want it to disappear after it's interacted with. And let's see what it looks like on the front end. Whoa, yeah, way too big. So I'm gonna kind of move it in place, and let's inspect and manually change the height and width to see where we want it. And we'll just kind of play around with the width and the height until we find the right size for this on the page. And I built this gate using the actual map image. So I'm just trying to find a place where it looks natural. That's looking pretty good. That should work. Now let's copy the height and width and add it to the item. And let's grab the top and left position too, actually, because I did drag it. Now it automatically updates the top and left, but I had this editor open already, so these would override it. And great. We are now blocked from going in until I interact with it using the action key, which is the space bar. Just gonna kind of play around with these collision points a little bit so it makes it easier to walk into the gate. Great. Let's try it again. There we go. Next item we're going to add is the key. We have a red key and an orange key. Let's go ahead and grab the position coordinates using the pinpoint tool. And put the red key up here. Add the dimensions. And these are going to be collectibles. And they don't need a value type or anything like that, since we're not doing points for this game. And we got the image. Next, do the same thing for the orange key. I'll put that one over here. And it's going to be collectible. And the image. And that's it. Let's go ahead and make sure they're positioned correctly on the map. There's the red key. And the orange key. Great. These are going to be the items that you need to collect in order to be able to get into the mines and open the gate. Okay, so we have all the assets on the actual map. So now let's start creating some missions. And these are going to be our progression points and how we trigger things to happen. So we have investigate the mines. It's the first mission. Next mission we're going to add is talk to the miner. So after you investigate the mine, you're going to talk to the miner. And then we're going to add the key collections. So we got the red key. And we'll add another mission for collecting the orange key. One thing I forgot to do is I'm going to hide the storage menu because we are not collecting anything to be stored. All right, now we're going to add our cutscene. This is going to be talking to the miner. I'm going to add some random text I just thought of. Hello, can you tell me how to get into the mines? Select my character as the one talking. And we'll go ahead and add a new one. Response, sure, Sunny. It's going to be an old-timey miner. All you gotta do is find the keys. Select the miner, and then we'll add another one. There are two. One red and one orange. Good luck. And that's the whole cutscene. Now let's go ahead and put the cutscene on the map. And in order to trigger this, I need to create a cutscene trigger, which I will put around the miner himself. So we'll add the top and left coordinates. And I'll define a height and a width, which we'll just do 300 by 400. Let's do 300 by 300 for now, just to see what it looks like. And this is going to be an engagement trigger type, because you actually have to click the action key when you're touching it in order to start the cutscene. It won't just auto start when you touch him. And trying to remember if there's any other configurations we need. I think that might be it. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Nope, I'm not seeing the indicator icon show up. Looks like we have everything configured. Got the trigger, we got the type. And so let's try a new game. Nope, still no indicator symbol. But there's the trigger, so I'm definitely in the trigger. That's good. It's also very big, but let's just move it so he's in the center. Oh, I think I know what it is. No, the cutscene looks good. Maybe it's a text-to-speech API key. Nope. All right. This is definitely pushing back our 30-minute time. Oh, okay, yeah. That's right. Now you have to select the NPC that you're having the interaction with, so it knows who it's starting it with. And there you go. Perfect. There we go, there's our cutscene. Now this is going to complete the talk to the miner mission, so I'll select that. And now let's start setting up all the next mission progression. Oh yeah, so let's add the mission complete trigger here. This is going to be for investigate the mine. So when you hit this trigger, it's going to complete the investigate the mines mission. So we'll add the starting coordinate and then the height and the width. And now we should be able to trigger this completion. And the next mission is going to be talk to the miner. So since I defined talk to the miner as the next mission, that mission won't show up until this one's completed. And now these two missions, collect the orange and the red key, won't start until talk to the miner is complete. Let's try it out. So now you'll see I just have investigate the mines. Now that that's complete, talk to the miner shows up. And I'll start the cutscene. And that completed that mission, and now we have to collect the orange and red key. So let's actually set those keys as the completion trigger for these missions. To do that, all I have to do is select the trigger item. So this one's the red key. And we'll do the same thing for the orange key. Okay. I think that's it. Let's go ahead and the only thing left that I need to do is create mission blockades. So this will stop me from being able to open the gate until the orange and the red key missions are completed. Let's go ahead and add mission blockades for these. The coordinates for the red key blockade. And again, blockades just block you from going places until the mission's completed. And there we go. And let's add one more mission now. I need one for actually entering the mine. And this is going to be what shows up after you collect the keys. So let's set this one as a next mission for collecting the orange key. And if you set multiple missions with the same next mission, you'll need to do both of those missions in order for the next mission to show up. So if one task has multiple missions in order to go to the next task, that's how you do it. And we want to make sure that these keys only show up after you talk to the miner, so I'm just setting the materialize after cutscene and setting it for talk to the miner. So now the keys won't show up until after you talk to the miner. Those spots should be empty. Now let's create the last area. This is the you win area. This is where you're going to go after you go into the mine. And this will be kind of the final message to the user. And for this one, we're going to set the area trigger that sends you to this new area. So I'm going to use the pinpoint tool, get the coordinates that I need. And we're going to set this trigger to go to the area. That should be it. All right, let's start a new game. Should be the final playthrough. Start down here. Let's go investigate the mines. Oh, there's the mines. Oh, look at that. It's locked. Let's go talk to this miner. Oh, okay. Gotta go find some keys. Hey, some keys showed up. Let's go ahead and grab that one. Oh, looks like there's still an orange key. Let's go find the orange key. This is the only other path, so naturally, there it is. Yay. All right, we got the keys. Let's enter the mines. And with 30 seconds to spare, we open the mines. Oh no. My area trigger didn't work. Oh no. We only have 20 seconds left. What did I do? I forgot to set the area to the forest. Well, there you go. All right. Well, time's up. And that's the full game. Built from scratch in about 30 minutes without writing any code. What you just saw wasn't a template or a scripted demo. It was a small but complete game built by connecting systems, dialogue, world state, interactions, and progression. That's the core idea behind Orbem Studio. If you've ever wanted to build a game but didn't want to spend months learning an engine or writing boilerplate code, Orbem Studio is designed to get out of your way and let you focus on design. You can try it for free. Explore the documentation and follow along with your own build at orbum.studio. This is just the beginning.